your retirement plan might have a serious flaw, a crucial element that could mean the difference between financial freedom and decades of doubt. Now, think about it. Most of us are told to pour our hard-earned money into what? A 401k, thus locking it away until we're 60. But what if there's a better way? Well, today in this video, I'm going to show you why the traditional retirement path could be holding you back and reveal another strategy that gives you control, cash flow, and confidence long before you reach the traditional retirement age. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Jeff Anzalone, a periodontist on a mission to help you reach work optional status. Do me a favor, check out my free passive income training. I've got links below this video. All right, so I want to start off with, quote, the traditional path, and that's path A. All right, now for both path A and path B, path A I started on, path B now I've gravitated toward path B, and then you can choose. Okay, we're going to talk about a high income earning person. Okay, could be a doctor, dentist, accountant, whatever. All right, so for this example, we're going to use a dentist. They're going to start their career off at 25 and they're going to work for 40 years because that's what we're told, right? We're told to work till we're 65 on both. All right, now let's think about whenever you, and again, this may be the path that you're on. So whenever you're on, and we'll kind of do side by side here. So whenever you put your money into a 401k, so your financial advisor, so let me take a step back. Financial advisors love us. Why? Because they know in our mind, we think we have to work for 40 years, okay? And I was thinking about this. When I got out of high school, when I started college, I wanted to be a dentist. Okay, when I started day one in college, in my mind, I knew at a minimum, I had to go 4 years of college and 4 years of dental school. I didn't know I was going to specialize, but just, I knew in my mind, okay, for the next 8 years, I was locked in. I didn't know any other way. Same thing with this. They know that we think the only way to retire is to lock in for that 40 years. So they're sitting back going, okay, here's a cat that makes good money. Not only are they going to put money in a 401k, they're going to be making more money through the career. So they're going to have extra money. So not only do we get the 401k fees that we can charge them, but there's also going to be other things, other accounts that we can open up for them that we can fee them as well. And we know once we lock them in, we got them for 40 years. One of the best financial models ever, the financial advisor, because they know we have the S on our shirt, not Superman, but sucker. We're financially stupid. That's just that. It is what it is. I talk to dentists and doctors all the time. That's just part of it. Okay, we're taught how to treat patients and to do that sort of thing. We're not taught anything about what to do with our money, especially with taxes, and that's for a whole nother video. Okay, so let's talk about this. We make a lot of money. So we make a lot of money over here. Now, what happens when you put your money in a 401k? Well, you get a little tax deduction, don't you? So that helps. But what happens when you take that money out in retirement? Well, the tax man giveth and the tax man taketh. So here you've got to pay capital gains taxes. So you get the tax break going into the account, but you're going to have to pay the taxes coming out of the account. Now here's a couple of problems with this, okay, with this traditional approach. Now, when you're working for 40 years, you think when you get out of school, you think, okay, I'm going to work for 40 years, and that's just how it is. But what happens if you have something like me come up, hurt my wrist, snow skiing? I don't even think about that. You know, I'm 40 years old. I got 2 little kids. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I'm on this path and I'm 40 years old, that means I've got another 25 years. What if I can't work? What if I really physically can't work? What else am I going to do? All I have is a dental degree. How else am I going to make money? How else am I going to pay off the student loans? How am I going to keep the lifestyle? That sort of thing. Now, that's one thing. This is the accumulation mode, okay? So we have our assets, our money in a 401k, in stocks, mutual funds, bonds. And that is the asset that we're putting our money into. Always in the back of your mind, it's accumulating. And you're always thinking this right here, is this enough? And then, am I going to run out of money in retirement? Again, financial advisors do a great job of this. They always want to prolong us because they can keep charging us fees. right? And when you go this method, so let's say you're 65 and you're ready to retire. What if the stock market's up? What if the stock market's down? What if you look back and your relatives, they live until they're in their 90s? Well, you may have another 30 years to live. Okay, do you have enough money saved up? I don't know, because I've always had this block of money and I never done anything with it. I've always worked with my hands. Now what do? Do you see how this can kind of be concerning? Do you see why people keep delaying? I can't tell you how many dentists that I know were ready to retire in their late 50s, got into their 60s, and then they worked into their 70s because of this. And they did it because of Social Security. They did not want to work, but they did it just because of that, because it was always in the back of their mind, do I have enough? And they're going to tell you, at least they told me, financial advisors, that I needed anywhere from 12 to 15 million bucks. That's a lot of money, especially when you come out of school and you got a lot of debt. That is a lot of money. So if they tell you that from day one and you're 25, you're like, I know I got to work a long time to save that up. They got you. Now let's talk about path B. This is where things get interesting. Again, I was on path A for about 10 years, got injured skiing, career took an unexpected turn, but this experience opened my eyes to an entirely different approach. Instead of taking your money and putting it somewhere where you can't touch it for 60 years and it never returns anything to you, I started putting my money into cash flowing real estate. Cash flowing real estate. Now, remember over here, you got the tax break putting your money into 401k. Over here, if you're working, let's say you're a dentist and you put money and you go buy a house, or you put money into what I love, real estate syndications, you're not going to get the tax break on your W-2 income. But when this thing starts kicking off cash, which is usually very shortly after you invest your money, you work with a good accountant, all or most of this can be tax-free or tax deferred. A check with your accountant, I'm not one, but check with yours, because of something called depreciation. Again, we don't learn this in school. Again, financial advisors don't want you to learn this, because if you started doing this, you wouldn't need a financial advisor. Okay, I'm giving you both paths. You choose what's best for you. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you're 25 and you start investing in these syndications, and the ones that I invest in, this is just a group investment. You can go look at my channel. I've got plenty of videos on syndications. But when you put money in, you start getting a return on that investment. We do a lot of RV parks. So let's say you put 100 grand in and you get an 8% return. Well, after year one, you've got $8,000. Let's say you do this when you're 30 years old. You've got $8,000 of passive income coming in that you're not paying taxes on, and you're 30. When you're 30 over here, you don't have any money coming in. All right, let's fast forward it to you're doing one a year. Let's say you're 35, 8 times 5. So now you've got 40 grand coming in. Speed it up. Let's say you're 45. So now let's say you've got 100 grand coming in, passive income. Over here at 45, again, you have nothing. So now you can start going, okay, does it matter if the stock market's up? No. Does it matter if the stock market's down? No, you're still getting paid. Does it matter if the economy is up or down? No, because people need a place to live. Now you can kind of start figuring out, well, remember these two problems we have over here? Is this enough? And am I going to run out of money? Okay, well, you're 45 years old in the situation and you got 100 grand a year. Let's say you and your spouse look at your finances and you need $180,000 to live your lifestyle. Whatever it is, whatever your lifestyle is. Well, now you know, you can gauge, okay, well, all I need is $80,000 more and that's it. And I'm there. And you get rid of, is this going to be enough? And you get rid of, am I going to run out of money? And guess what else you get rid of? You don't need the 12 to $15 million. You don't? No, you don't. Because think about this. If you've got $1 million invested in real estate syndications that's paying 8%, that's 80 grand, right? You got 2 million, that's 160 grand. All you needed was 180. 2 million is a whole lot less to save up than 12 to 15. Again, they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know this because it doesn't benefit them. Am I saying be anti-401k or stock market? No, I do both. I do one for my practice, but all the extra money is over here. That is why I have 6 figures of passive income coming in and work is optional. If I'd have stayed on this path, I'd have had to keep working, okay? And then you're always worried about your business or your practice, right? Because all you have is that one stream of income. you're trading time for money. Over here, you're trading time for money if you want to, but you got all these other streams of income coming in, okay? So we talked about this, the crucial element, I guarantee you that your retirement plan is missing. It's the power of cash flow. It's income that's consistent. It's income that's reliable. And again, it's not tied to the ups and downs of the stock market. Path A, the traditional 401k route, that can leave you feeling very restricted and uncertain. But again, path B, cash flowing real estate, maybe you want to buy some cash flowing businesses, practices, whatever. This frees you up, offers you freedom, offers you flexibility, okay? This doesn't. Now, hopefully you've seen both. You probably know which one you're on. Most people are over here. And if you're ready to take control of your financial future, I encourage you to explore your options, okay? Don't sit there and wait decades to find out if you have enough to retire. Start building the wealth now. This is not a get rich quick thing. This is something consistent. Just like you consistently put money in a 401k every single year, we put money in real estate syndications every single year. Now, if this resonates with you, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to keep making videos like this. Share it to somebody. And then if this has kind of inspired you, just start thinking about, well, I would like to maybe retire early, or maybe I want to retire now, and you don't really know if you should or not, then I can guarantee you this video right here will help.